All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for to attend another episode. My name is Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network, and my co-host is Maureen McCann from SpartanInvest.com. Welcome, Maureen. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy day to do this video podcast.
Absolute pleasure, Seewing. You know I'm ready to rock and roll with you. Let's do it.
There you go. So, without further ado, let's share the screen and I'm going to show you something most of you have never heard before, especially real estate investors. I don't care how experienced, how savvy you are, and if you're a newbie real estate investor, you better take note. You need to take note. Uh, that's an order, everyone. By the way, I've been in the U.S. Army for 20 years. I have retired from the U.S. Army 20 years ago. Just going to show you what I have done. Anyway, all right. So today's topic is rental property is a multi-dimension asset. No, it's not what you've been hearing. Previously, Maureen, you and I have been talking about uh, income property, rental property is the world's greatest wealth building vehicle. Furthermore, income property is the world's most uh, uh, proven and most attractive multi-dimensional asset class in which you make money in four different ways: passive income, cash flow, tax benefits, leverage to get loans, and equity appreciation. So today we are going to talk about rental property is a multi-dimensional asset class. Part two.
Part two. Here we go.
Two. Maureen, I'm telling you, no one in the real estate world is talking about what we can talk about. So there are two huge, significant, multi-dimensional way how you make money through an income investment property, primarily single family home investing and sprinkle in a duplex or triplex here and there. But here we go. All right. So what I'm trying to say, you guys are really wondering what the heck Seewing Yee is trying to say. Here we are. Unlike other asset classes like stocks and bonds and cryptos and bitcoins, whatever, where after you purchase, you are done. You know what I mean by that? You are done. There's nothing you can do about it. Either they will go up in value, they will go down in value. Either you sell it at a profit, you can sell it at a loss. That's it, right? There's nothing you can do about it after you are done purchasing. That makes sense so far, Maureen?
Yes.
However, a rental property, after you purchase and close escrow, here are the multiple dimensional ways you can quote unquote negotiate that single property over time, long term. And here are several multiple ways you can renegotiate for better. One way, the first one is convert your long-term rental annual leasing into a short-term rental, like an Airbnb. Second way, at some point in time, oh, by the way, it may or may not make sense. Not all property you can do this. Some properties, depending on what you buy, all those things. But I'm just sharing you a theoretical concept. So a second additional ways, or you can add a additional dwelling unit, a ADU, right, to provide more rental income. And third, you can rehab the house, add value, such as adding a room, a bathroom, etc. Right? And another way, the third way is you can recharacterize from a rental into a owner-occupied principal primary home for you to live. Then, fourth, you can convert into a vacation home. Fifth, you can do a 1031 tax-free exchange. Six, you can do a cash-out refinance, tax-free, by the way. Seven, you can from a tax perspective, I know we're not a tax advisor, consult your tax advisor. You as an investor can, some of you can qualify for real estate professional tax status where you can all your passive Depreciation deduction can offset the income of your paycheck, which is mind-boggling. Eighth, an investor owner can reclassify back to a active participant tax status away from risk tax status from one calendar year to another, and you can achieve passive losses deduction some other way, much more. So with that said, if I need to go back to the slideshow, please let me know. So, Maureen, what is your take? What is your thought process? What I just went over.
Well, this is what you so clearly illustrated is just a very small list of all of the things that you can do in real estate. You focused all the ways that you can make money in real estate. You're definitely focusing on a single family and all the things that you can do, the 8+ ways that you can monetize that particular property, where you just can't quite do that with a Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or a stock or a bond, unless you know the put and call stuff, which I don't know. It's too complex for me. And I think for most people. And so, that one investment has many ways that you can monetize it. So you're never ever stuck. Like, you might temporarily feel like, uh-oh, I got to do something here. This isn't working. Whereas if that was happening with you with a stock, you would just have to sell it. Or if the Bitcoin, if it's losing in value, you'd have to sell it. Or you wait at the very bottom and you buy everything when it's really low and wait for it to come back up, right? So there's many options in investing. There's just more options on how to monetize one hard asset like a single family rental property. So it's nice to see those options that you presented, Seewing, because maybe someone's just thinking, if they're just starting out, they're just thinking one property, because that's how you build your portfolio, one property at a time, and you've got to start with your first one. And it kind of reminds me of this investor, Casey, who I'm working with, him and his wife, Christina. They're brand new. He gets the fundamentals. So even though he's like, yeah, I'm paying 8%, it's like, I'm like, my Security National Mortgage Company, they quoted me 8% right now for an investment property. But he's like, Maureen, I'm okay with that because I know that I'm building this for long term, right? And so he would have options. He would have more options with a single family if when he takes his capital and he invests it in the single family property versus taking that same capital and maybe investing it in Bitcoin, right? What can you do with Bitcoin? You can do one thing or two things with Bitcoin, where you can do multiple things with a single family rental property. So I like the multidimensional part too. Here we are on the way that real estate can be advantageous to you as an investor, because there are multiple things that you could do with it if you ever felt stuck, where you can still hold the asset but still monetize the asset.
Wow. Well, Maureen, I don't know. I mean, I believe for those of you listening, I'm willing to bet. Please make a comment for those of you listening to the YouTube channel. I bet you have never heard at the way that we have just presented. No one has ever told you guys. Some savvy real estate investors out there, you've been doing it for 20 years, 10 years, and you have bought multiple properties. You never heard of a multidimensional asset the way you describe it, part one or even part two. So the value add that Maureen, McCann, and Seewing Yee is provided to your financial life, I mean, you're not going to get anywhere else. I may be biased, I may be subjective in my opinion. So just a little bit. And I watch other organizations, real estate organizations. I watch the YouTube channels. I mean, nothing come close in the way that we re-educate investors to understand the current reality. We've given you some amazing concepts, high-level strategies that no one's providing out there. So the value add is, I don't know what else we can say. I mean, the next thing is for you to take action. ACTION. If you do not take action, nothing positive is going to happen to your life. Nothing. You're going to live in a world of insanity. You know what's the definition of insanity? You say it, Maureen.
Doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results.
So anything you wish to add? You want to go through the slideshow? That's it. I've given you so many ways, multiple ways. Only one income property, only one single family home could achieve this multiple ways to make money over time. And many of our investors, for many years, you and I, we have seen investors that purchase 5 or 10 properties, and these good tertiary markets and a hybrid market such as in the South and Southeast through your network, through my network, and they have done well. They have a 10 property portfolio, 120 grand, 150 grand properties. They have a portfolio of 5 to 10 properties, and guess how much time they spent each month in managing these multiple portfolios? 30 minutes per month.
Yeah, I would say, they're just, what you just said, it kind of reminds me of an investor I spoke with yesterday, Rich. He has 30 single families. And when he started, his goal was just 5. And then he's like, I moved the goalpost to 10. He's like, now I'm at 30. He's like, and now I want to move the goalpost to 100. And I was asking him, why are you doing this? Like, what is your purpose for building this real estate portfolio up to 100 properties or maybe more at some point? Because he keeps the goalpost on himself, and jokingly saying that, but he goes, because Maureen, I see what the 30 properties now has done for me and my family. And he's like, I see just adding more to it only secures, because he wants to pass along this portfolio to his 2 boys as a financial legacy, and then to give them a boost in life financially, because we just look at I don't know, I think Keith Weinhold posted the other day, Seewing, on his podcast, that the average tax burden on a newborn today in the United States, they come out owing the US government $251,000 in taxes just to cover the debt that we have. So I'm thinking, you got to have some kind of financial plan or legacy to leave behind for your kids, because they have a tremendous tax burden that they are born into, already at a deficit to negative $251,000 just to pay for the debt that has accrued over time. So I don't know, we got to give them a leg up. And I see, just like Rich, I was talking to yesterday, and you and I, and many others that we know that are building a real estate portfolio, this is to offset and to beat out, the incredible tax burden that is befallen on our children and grandchildren. And so help your grandkids and babies with setting up a really good retirement plan, if you will, through an investment portfolio that pays you in multiple ways.
That's right. You create generational wealth through real estate investing. That's been tried and true for the past 100 years, and it's not going to change anytime soon.
So, everyone needs a roof over their head. No one's going to go, hey, I'm gonna sell everything and live on the street and then put all my money in crypto. If nobody does that, because you need a place to live. Like, everyone just needs a place to live. You need a place to place your head on a pillow at night with a roof over your head. So housing is just one of those things that is not going to go away. And I don't see any technology coming, in the future years that's ever going to make that obsolete. Now, unless we're living in space or something, I don't know, maybe we don't need houses here on our Earth. But until that happens, if I were you, I would bet on black. I would bet on real estate all day long. It's something that we know that works.
Likewise here. So with that said, we will conclude this presentation, and really appreciate you guys. Hopefully we're adding value to your financial life for those listening. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time, Maureen McCann from Spartan Invest. This is Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. I'll see you on the next video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.